If you are thinking about moving to Costa Mesa, California, most people don't regret it, but they do say the same thing after they've been here for a while. I didn't expect that. Not in a bad way, just in a way no one really explained beforehand. Because you can look at listings, study maps, watch videos about living in Costa Mesa, and still miss the things that actually shape your daily life, the things that don't show up in photos, the things no one really tells you, the things that only become obvious once you're already living here. And usually, it's the small things, not the big headline features, the small things that repeat every day. If we haven't met yet, I'm Christine Donovan. I'm a real estate broker and an attorney based here in Costa Mesa. If you're seriously considering relocating to Costa Mesa or anywhere in Orange County, these are 10 more things you should know about living in Costa Mesa. And a few of these people tend to have pretty strong opinions about. I've lived here for over 30 years, raised a family here. And I come from a fourth generation real estate family in coastal Orange County. So I don't just see the homes, I see what happens after people move into them. How their routines change, what starts to matter after 6 months, not just on day one, what people wish they had paid more attention to before moving to Costa Mesa. And those are often not the things that you would expect. And while Costa Mesa itself isn't directly on the beach, you're just minutes from it. And that proximity is part of what shapes the lifestyle here. So let's get into it. 1, parking can be a situation. This sounds small till it becomes something you deal with almost every day. A lot of Costa Mesa neighborhoods were built decades ago when households had fewer cars and very different expectations around space. So what you see today is a bit of a mismatch. Garages that technically exist, but don't really function the way people want them to now. Sometimes they're used for storage. Sometimes they're just too tight for the larger vehicles we have these days. Driveways that don't quite fit multiple cars comfortably, and street parking that fills up quickly, especially in the evenings. Now picture this. You get home at the end of the day. You've got groceries, dogs, other people. Maybe you're just tired. And instead of pulling straight in, you're doing that slow loop around your block, looking for a space, watching other cars, hoping something is going to open up. Not dramatic, but you do notice it. And when friends or family come over, you're thinking about parking before they even arrive. You're texting instructions. Try this side. Avoid that street. Parking is one of those things people either completely brush off or it slowly starts to bother them over time. It's one of those things you either adjust to quickly or you notice it more than you expected. Number 2, the Westside is changing, but it requires perspective. The Westside is one of the most talked about areas when you're exploring homes in Costa Mesa. And when you drive through it, you'll understand why. There's real change happening here. You'll see modern homes, clean, intentional remodels, well-designed coffee shops, newer retail and creative spaces. And then right next to that, you'll still see the original homes, older buildings, even industrial pockets that haven't changed yet. That contrast is not subtle. And this is where people tend to split. Some people love that mix. They see opportunity. They see a neighborhood evolving. They like that it has character and movement. Other people walk or drive through and immediately think, this feels inconsistent. This feels unfinished. People usually have an immediate reaction to it. You don't usually sit in the middle on this. So it's less about whether the Westside is good or bad and more about what works for you. Number 3, remodeling is part of the culture here. Costa Mesa does not change all at once. It evolves gradually, one property at a time. You'll notice homes being expanded, second stories being added, older properties being completely reworked into something new. And you'll quickly realize this is how neighborhoods improve here. Not through large uniform development, but through individual decisions made over years. Now, the trade-off's real. At some point, you may have construction near you. Maybe next door. It could be loud. Maybe across the street. You might hear it in the morning. See materials out front. Watch a project unfold over a few months. It's not constant, but it is part of the environment. Some people actually like that it signals growth and investment, and others do not love living next door to it while it's happening. And again, depending on the buyer, as people tend to have opinions about this. 4, Local knowledge isn't optional. It changes everything. This is one of the biggest things that impact people after moving to Costa Mesa. Costa Mesa is not complicated, but it is layered. And the more you understand it, the easier everything becomes. You start to notice which routes actually save you time, not just what the GPS suggests, which areas and directions feel right, depending on the time of day, where traffic builds, and where it doesn't. And these are things you don't really pick up until you're here. Two homes can look identical online. Same price, same size, similar location, and still feel completely different in real life because of what surrounds them, because of how they connect to everything else, because of how your day actually flows from that location. That is where local knowledge can make a real difference. And this is usually where people start getting more specific. Not just, is Costa Mesa a good place to live? But what about this street? What about this area? If you're in that stage of relocating to Costa Mesa, feel free to drop it in the comments. I do read them, or reach out directly. I'm always happy to walk through it with you. 5, some areas feel more settled. Others still feel like they're becoming something. This one is subtle, but once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Some parts of Costa Mesa feel established, cohesive, predictable in a good way. You drive through and everything feels complete. Other areas feel like they're still evolving. You'll notice different levels of landscaping, different stages of renovation, a mix of older and newer homes on the same street. And that creates a different experience. Some buyers want the consistency and others are comfortable with change happening around them. But it does shape how a neighborhood feels over time. 6, how your day flows matters more than you think. This is something people don't think about when they first move to Costa Mesa. It's not just about location, it's about function. How easy is it to leave your neighborhood? How many turns does it take to get where you're going? Do you feel like you're constantly adjusting your route? Even small things, like waiting to turn left onto a busy street, can change how a home feels after a few months. Two homes can be equally central, but feel completely different in how they live. And that difference shows up every single day. Number 7, Costa Mesa is practical, and that becomes more valuable. Costa Mesa is not trying to impress you. It's not overly polished. It's not overly designed, but it works. You're close to Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, shopping, dining, the airport. And over time, that practicality becomes one of the biggest advantages of living in Costa Mesa, especially once your routine settles in, especially when convenience starts to matter more than appearance does. 8, there's energy, but it's balanced. Costa Mesa has activity. You'll feel it. People are out, restaurants are full, coffee shops are active. But it's not overwhelming. You're not dealing with chaos. You're not dealing with constant nightlife spilling into every neighborhood in most areas. It's active, but controlled. And for a lot of people, that balance is exactly what makes it livable long term. 9, it's not perfectly uniform. And people have opinions about that. This is one of the most divisive things about Costa Mesa. It's not master planned. It's not Irvine. It's not uniform. You'll see variation everywhere. Different home styles, different levels of renovation. One block can feel very different from the next. Some people love that. They feel like it has character, that it's real, that it's evolved over time. Other people look at the same thing and think, why isn't this more consistent? And people tend to feel strongly about it. Number 10, it either clicks or it just doesn't. This is probably the most honest one. Costa Mesa does not try to win everyone over. For some people, it clicks quickly. For others, it takes time. And some people realize they prefer something more structured, more predictable, more polished. But for the people it works for, it really works because it gives you flexibility, access, and options without feeling overly controlled. So I'm curious, what from this list surprised you the most? Or what is something about Costa Mesa that you've heard that you're not sure is actually true? I read the comments and I do respond, so feel free to leave one there. And if you want more insight about living in Costa Mesa, Newport Beach, and how to actually navigate Orange County real estate, you can subscribe here. I do post videos weekly. And if you're thinking about moving to Costa Mesa or relocating anywhere in Orange County, whether that's soon or you're just starting to explore it, I'm happy to schedule a time and talk you through your situation, your timeline, your questions, your specific area. There's no pressure. I'm happy to be a resource. And if Costa Mesa or even Orange County doesn't end up being the right fit for you, I also have strong relationships with agents in other areas. So wherever you're considering, I am happy to help you think through that as well. I'm Christine Donovan, broker and attorney. And as always, clarity matters.